Doma Sports Talk worldwide with some news from the world of boxing. So y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed. Now, we had a little boxing yesterday. I'll get around to that a little bit. I haven't even watched most of it. Had a lot to do. But I wanted to go back. I've been watching something for the last 2 or 3 days. And I said, let me just see, if anything's going to develop to the direction of what I think it should. Our face of boxing, Canelo Alvarez, has signed a deal with the PBC, a 3-fight deal around 100 million, and we're thinking that he's going to fight Jamal Charlo in September. Well, and we're thinking, well, Jamal Charlo, I did a video about it. It's going to still be a good fight if they do fight, but Jamal Charlo's been out for a while. He's had issues. We talked about it, right? So he's been out 2 years. That would be the type of guy that Canelo would probably fight, because I always tell you, when Canelo fights someone, they kind of like back through the door. They don't bust down the door. So, that would probably be somebody that Canelo would fight. I just think that, we should all be resounding, so what? Canelo signs a deal, wherever it is, right? Due to that of what we've experienced from Canelo, right? We're saying he's going to sign a 3-fight deal at PBC. But listen, the people at PBC, Jamal Charlo, I'll tell you, he'll probably fight Errol Spence if Errol Spence loses to Terrence Crawford. He'll probably fight him then. But if Errol Spence, let's just think about it. If Errol Spence beats Crawford, doesn't matter how, right? Then it's going to be spectacular. It's going to be a super great win. And then I don't think Canelo's going to mess with him at that point. Who are the other guys there at PBC? David Benavidez, who's his mandatory right now. We shouldn't even be talking about Jamal Charlo. Jamal Charlo has to go up in weight, right? His mandatory is already David Benavidez. So that's not going to happen, right? Just later or anytime, right? And Demetrius Andrade's at PBC now. The guy that he ain't fought for 10 years under any circumstances. When Demetrius Andrade was the champion at 154, Canelo was a mandatory. He didn't fight him then. At 160, Demetrius Andrade had the key for Canelo to become undisputed by just fighting one fight. And at that time, even the most money that he would have ever gotten in his career, right? They were both signed at the Zone, which I'll get to in a minute. No side of the street issues or anything. So now they're on the same side of the street. So we're going to act like Canelo signed somewhere and we care about it. It doesn't have any bearing on anything that Canelo's going to do. He's probably just going to fight this one fight, and anything hard, it's over. Canelo signed a 10-fight, $345 million deal, $385 million deal with the Zone. Everybody was signed there. Golovkin, Jaime Munguia, Demetrius Andrade, and the likes, right? Demetrius Andrade signed there right away because he was like, ooh, I can get Gennady Golovkin, I can get Canelo, and my mandatory is Jaime Munguia. Do you know Demetrius Andrade being signed there on the same side of the street, right, which people keep saying I told you means nothing, he could not get either one of those fights. Mainly Canelo. For undisputed. And you know what? DAZN never mentioned. When Demetrius Andrade fights, you know what DAZN was saying? Charlo and Andrade will be the biggest fight. Charlo's on the other side of the street some damn where. All those people on the same side of the street for undisputed. They didn't mention that fight. Golovkin, best fighter in 25 years. They didn't mention that fight. Jaime Munguia is his mandatory. When Jaime Munguia would fight, they would start talking about Jaime Munguia versus Golovkin. Instead of Jaime Munguia, would you fight your mandatory? So think about this. You're on the same side of the street, signed for the same people, and no one would mention Demetrius Andrade. And people in these boxing communities and stuff be like, well, Demetrius Andrade, I don't feel sorry for him. He just never positioned himself. And the right thing, his business moves and stuff were wrong. How is it wrong to sign with the people that you're supposed to fight? You're mandatory, the best fighter in 25 years in the middleweight division who you're trying to get, and the face of boxing in Canelo who you're trying to get, and you're able to offer him $40 million and an undisputed fight, or at 154, a championship fight. How do you position yourself better than that? What, you go down and lose a couple of fights? That's the only thing you guys are basically saying. Because that's what Yildirim and them done, right? That's what Amir Khan and them done. Lose a couple of fights, get knocked out by somebody else, and don't look so spectacular. That's what Belanga is doing right now. That's why he's in the talks. It's not like he's steamrolling people. Anybody Benavidez, what does Benavidez got to do? Lay down and get beat up somewhere? What does David Morrell got to do? Lay down and get beat up somewhere? You know, don't come like they got to beat and look spectacular and then they'll get a fight. That's not how that works. Not with Canelo. And that's what Canelo's fans or cult members don't want nobody busting through the door. So Canelo has signed a 3-fight deal for whoever. And whoever signed over there, it has no bearing whatsoever. And I think we all know that. I don't know, people just hard up just to make videos. Yo, man, you got it. You got your subscribers. They're going to come check you out. Give them some substance, though. Canelo signing anywhere means not a damn thing, and we all know it. Doma Sports Talk Worldwide. And I'm up out of here, y'all.